Man, y'all been hearing the wrong story about Drake and Serena Williams. Everyone thinks that they know what happened, but let me break it down for you the real way. Yeah, on industry stories. This is the real story of Drake and Serena and the issues and the beef. And trust me, it's not what you think. Let's get it going. Now, Serena and Drake first met in 2011. All right, they started dating. Now, Drake was one of Serena's favorite artists. She was always talking about Drake, how she would go to Drake concerts, and how Drake was her favorite artist. Drake heard about this in 2011. They met up. They started flirting on Twitter first, right? And then even one time after I'm going to assume they had already met. Remember, Drake tweeted something like, "Oh, I can't wait to put it on you and make you sweat, during our match this weekend." And she started laughing or what have you, right? So they were seen together multiple times. That sparked dating rumors. That was back in 2011. Now, but right before that, Common was dating Serena, right? Now, after they broke up, Common felt some type of way about Drake moving in because Common started thinking, was she seeing him, before we split? Because if I'm not mistaken, Serena split with Common. So Common wasn't understanding, saying, was she messing with Drake like while I was still messing with her? And then remember he made that song Sweet. He got salty. He was salty and he made the song Sweet in 2011, calling Drake soft and sweet and all this other stuff. But, it was subliminal. He mentioned his name. But Drake knew it was about him because in 2012 he responded with Stay Scheming. And remember, he said, it bothered me when the gods get to acting like the brides. He was responding to Common's song Sweet. Then Common, of course, fired back on Stay Scheming. He mentioned Drake's name then. And he said something about, you ain't doing nothing, boy. You Canada dry. Right? So, and years later, probably around 2015, somewhere in there, Common was doing an interview and he admitted that the beef was over Serena. He said, I was feeling some type of way about Serena, and him and Drake, me and Drake, we good now, or something like that, right? So Drake and Serena's dating. They kind of broke up probably somewhere around 2012, right? They went their separate ways, and then Serena, within a few months, she was seen dating the coach. Remember that coach that was, I think he was dating another tennis star. And then he became Serena's coach, and then Serena started dating. I think he was dating another tennis player. Before that, then moved on to Serena and started dating her, Patrick Marataglo or something like that. Then Drake moved on and rekindled things with Rihanna, the one of the 20,000 times they got back together. Right? Now, 2015, Drake and Serena got back together. If you remember, that's when he started going to all the matches. He had the beard now. He had the full length beard by now. He started going to all the matches, publicly supporting her, and then they pretty much sealed the deal or confirmed it when they were caught kissing in Ohio. I believe it was Cincinnati. They were in a restaurant and they were kissing. So everybody was like, oh, they're definitely back together. Now Serena's friends were not really too keen on her getting back with Drake. Right? She was like, before, I believe the first time Serena broke up with Drake, I believe it was the first time, but they had a lot of issues. And then they were saying to her, now he's really, really big. By this time, by 2015, Drake was, he was big by now, right? Biggest rapper probably. By 2015, he was probably the biggest rapper other than Jay-Z, right? He was kissing her hand and stuff like that, cheering her on at the 2015 U.S. Open. She lost that year. I believe it was the semifinals. Remember when everybody blamed Drake? Said, "Oh, it's the Drake curse." Serena was out all night partying with Drake and having sex with Drake. Remember, they was all in her bed talking about having sex with Drake all night. That's why she wasn't focused and this, that, and the other. And they called it the Drake curse. They were saying Drake shouldn't show up at the semis because Serena was going to lose. That's exactly what happened. Right? And her friends were telling her, when you get with him, you're not really practicing as hard. You're not really focused. You're out all night. Nobody can contact you. So they ended up splitting up. Now, there was a rumor in 2015 that when Drake got back with Serena, she was actually seeing Alexis then. She had started seeing Alexis. That was the rumor. So, and then once she got with Drake, she cut off contact with Alexis. Now that was the rumor that Drake kind of like got back with Serena, and then she cut off Alexis, who had a girlfriend at the time anyway. Because when Alexis and Serena got together finally, Alexis had a girlfriend, and he didn't even tell the girlfriend that he was leaving her for Serena. Like one of Alexis' friends told the girl before Alexis did. Right? Well, Serena, from what they say, knew that Alexis had a girlfriend. Now, I don't know whether she knew or not, but I know for a fact that Alexis didn't tell the girl. He had one of his friends tell her. Right? Now, after Serena and Drake broke up, and Drake is now with Rihanna, there was a moment at an event. It may have been 2015 or 16, probably 2016, because with Rihanna by now. And Rihanna and Serena are both at Drake's performance, watching perform. And Serena is stand up clapping, and then Rihanna is all singing all the songs. And then Serena, there's one point where she looks over at Rihanna and kind of gives her a side eye. I don't know whether this was Fashion Week. He performing somewhere, maybe one of his concerts. But I'm sure y'all have seen that footage by now. Rihanna's up singing and dancing, and Serena kind of gives her a side eye. So now she's thinking the same thing Common was thinking. Was he dating her? And that's why he left me? Is that why we broke up? Because he was dating her? Right? So, she may have found out he was messing with Rihanna, and maybe that's why they split, right? But at any rate, her friends were telling her, you shouldn't be with Drake. And I believe they ended up both times. Serena probably dumped him. I think both times, right? Now, she got with Alexis in when? 2017 is when they got engaged? Well, she was dating him, and she got engaged in 2017. And remember, Drake said something about that on his More Life album. Remember he said something about, did I read you got engaged or something like that? I don't remember what the line was, but he said something about, I read you got engaged, or did I just read that you got engaged on me? I heard from your friends you couldn't even tell me, or better yet, wait on me, or something like that. Told her so she couldn't wait on him. Right? Serena's probably like, Negro, no. No, I'm not waiting on you. Right? Now, from 2000, after Drake said that on the More Life album, this is when Alexis started shading Drake. So everybody starts talking about, how Drake started and Drake disrespected Serena on a song. Y'all do not know half of the half. Y'all don't know what you're talking about. You know, if you say you're going to do research, I'm telling all the people out there, if you say you're going to do research, really do research. Because Alexis started shading Drake and liking shady tweets about Drake and retweeting shady tweets about Drake way back in 2017, right? He started doing that. He even made a comment, and this type of thing got Nicki Minaj, got a shoe thrown at her. Remember he liked a comment about Drake's son? Drake had said something about, oh, I don't care about my son's weight. I don't know what weight he was when he was born or something like that. And then he came back with some sort of shady tweet about his daughter's weight and how those things are so important, this, that, and other. He was responding like that because he saw what Drake said. Right? That leads up to the 2022 when Drake said, your husband is a groupie. You know, he says there's no problem, but something like he's coming for me, like he's coming for sushi or something like that. But he dropped that 2022 line on Middle of the Ocean because of all the shady tweets that Alexis was liking and retweeting up until that time. He didn't just come out of the blue and do that. See, that's what y'all want to believe because it's cool to hate on Drake now, and nobody wants to do any research when to find out the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear. Right? So that song was called Middle of the Ocean. Now, in 2023, this is after Middle of the Ocean, Serena was at Drake's pre-Grammy party. This is after Drake called her husband a groupie. Huh? You can check the dates out. He called him a groupie on Middle of the Ocean, and then she went to Drake's pre-Grammy party in 2023. So what are we talking about? Then Drake didn't say anything. On his in 2024, after They Not Like Us came out, Serena was hosting the Grammys, and she shaded Drake in a speech. In 2024, she said something about, oh, one thing that I've learned, never, ever, ever pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar. And then she started crip walking. She did that same crip walk. And he'll make your city hate you. Or the next time Drake goes to Toronto, they're going to Forrest Gump him, seats taken. And then she started crip walking again. So she shaded Drake at the ESPYs already. She'd already got a lick back. Then, after that, I believe when 100 Gigs or whatever came out, it was revealed in 100 Gigs, a conversation he was talking to his mom. It's old, but he said, yeah, so good. That was about me and Serena. And she said, I figured that, or something like that. He was like, I was talking about me and Serena on So Good. But that tape was old, right? And then people trying to say, oh, he was shading Serena just this week before the Super Bowl. No, he wasn't. When he does that song where he says, fuck my ex, he has always performed that song like that. Like, yeah, you know, have you seen your ex? They just take all your energy and waste your time and waste your energy. He's been performing that song, and before he does that song, he's always says that little schmeal. Right? And Alexis responded to the groupie thing when he said, oh, the reason why I keep winning is because I'm a groupie. I'm the best groupie for my daughter and my wife. So she had respond. She had already got her lick back at the Grammy stage, and now she pops up again on the Super Bowl doing it. So if everybody's saying that had nothing to do with Drake, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. That was his big surprise. That was Kendrick's big surprise. Why else would she be crip walking for something that happened at Wimbledon in 2012? No, it was to throw shots at Drake because, like I said, she just did the same thing in 2024. So I just want y'all to tell the story properly. Drake did not just start dissing Serena because Drake did not have a diss a disrespectful line about Serena until your husband's a groupie line. All before that, it was this dude stalking Drake, making comments, tweets, retweeting stuff on social media. You can go back and check it out if you don't believe me. So this is the real story. Y'all try to act like Drake just out here starting trouble. And that goes back to what Stephen A. Smith said. Now what Stephen A. Smith said don't look so crazy, does it? Because after Drake called her husband a groupie, she still went to Drake's pre-Grammy party. And yes, it was hosted by Drake. She went to Drake's pre-Grammy party in 2023. This is after Drake called her husband a groupie. Now that's the real story. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. This has been Industry Stories. We'll catch you on the next one.